Greetings, YouTube. This is Fragments of Memory once again, aka the Armchair Philosopher. Tonight I want to talk about support systems. Yes, support systems. Who is there to catch you when you fall? Well, I have the belief, I am of the opinion, rather, that there is always a support system available to women. Um, a woman has some type of sponsor or caregiver. Well, case in point, a friend of mine and I were talking, a female friend and I were talking, a female that I've known since high school, and she was just talking about how she gets taken care of. There's always a guy to either give her money, give her assistance. She has a relative that helps her out. She has friends that come to her rescue, both male and female, at times when she needs them. And according to her, she's right now living on a wing and a prayer. And I won't divulge too much of her business, of course. And I just really sat back and thought about that. She is a woman who's a single mom trying to make it. She's doing the best she can, and of course, she's getting her good hustle on, so to speak. But I noticed that there do seem to be a lot of people that look out for women and children, of course, but people that look out for ladies. Now, and I'm looking down because I do have notes because I've been really thinking about this today, and I noticed it just as a man, I've realized we're on our own for the most part. And I'm talking about a man that really wants to survive and do his own thing, not just sit on his behind and do anything. Because generally speaking, even though we're in a new century and there are new ideas regarding gender roles, there's still the desire and the belief that a man earns what he earns by the sweat of his brow, by the work of his own hands. He's not supposed to sit on his butt and let a woman take care of him. And I'm not saying I'm an advocate for women taking care of men, obviously, but I am saying that a man has to is basically taught to cut his own path, regardless of what is going on in his life. Where a woman, she gets support. In fact, men, I think, even as little boys, when we fall down, we're told, hey, little boy, stop all that crying, stop all that crying. You suck that up, you deal with it. I've also noticed that no one ever tells a woman to woman up or to be a woman. Most of the time, when a man is fearful or maybe cowardly in a certain situation, he's told to man up, suck it up, and just deal. Where a woman at least has someone there to say they're there or someone to commiserate with. A man is just told to stand up and do his thing and be a real man. Pull himself up by his own bootstraps, that whole sort of thing. And basically, a man, and I've also noticed that a man is judged by his strength and his charm and his swagger, and that's what's going to get him through life, or that's what's supposed to get him through life. Now, for women, and I don't want to come off as being sexist, but for women, it is the physical, the breasts, the buttocks, the thighs, where a woman just has to show some skin, and men will fall all over themselves to try to help them or get them what they desire, especially the thirsty men. um, but as a man, I think in general, an older gentleman said this. I was about 20, no, 19. I was 19. And he said in my oral communications class, this is when I was taking classes at community college, and he was just talking about how men are judged by their successes, or where a woman is judged by how she's physically kept herself up. Good or bad, we still possess those ideas. I've also noticed that no one leaves an older woman out to pasture. Like somebody will be there to take care of an older woman or walk her to the car door. Older men, not so much. And no one would love to. Everyone sort of cringes at the idea or shudders at the idea of a single mom who's struggling. And I'm not going to sit here and say that single moms don't have it hard, by no means or stretch of the imagination. I think single moms have a tough job. I've known a few single moms in my time, and they've had a tough job. And they're trying to do the right thing. And I'm not talking these women that are just having kids to collect a check. I mean the real ladies who maybe made some mistakes in their lives, and they're trying to do right by their daughters. I know a woman, that same single mom, she's going to school to try to get a degree to try to eke out some sort of better life for her and her daughter. And I think that is 100% commendable. I salute you. Um, but No one would allow a single mother to suffer. There are programs that help a single mom. Case in point, I was talking to a coworker I once knew. He was a guy who was a single father. Like, he was busting his butt coming to work, getting a job, and trying to make sure he got benefits for his sons, was looking out for his sons. And he went to go get food stamps and aid for him to take care of his sons. And they wouldn't give it to him because he was a man. Yet this brother was really trying his best to get things together for himself and his family. Mind you, he wasn't a deadbeat dad who, as my good buddy Testazel puts it, caught a nut and ran. He was a dude that stood by and did the best he could and was trying to eke out a better life for his sons. And the system is like, well, you're a man. Well, and we still have that idea that as a man, regardless of what goes on, we gotta go for the long haul, where a woman has a support system to go to. Children, we don't want to hurt the starving and hungry children, do we? Or we don't want to see an animal harmed, but no one really cares about a man in that respect. A homeless dog will get more love than a homeless man, Chris Rock once said. Women also, I think, have a support system in when it comes to breakups. Like, when a woman breaks up with her boyfriend, she has her friends to sort of support her when she cry. Like, they're there, she's gonna cry about her being, going out, or her friends. There's that enough support group that she can kind of get by. Or a man kind of just has to roll with it and just suck it up and keep going, even if it's killing him on the inside. He's just got to keep doing his thing. A living situation, like if he's in a living crisis, well, a man sort of doesn't really have anywhere to go. He has to be lucky. If he can't get in a place of his own, he's got to shack up with some lady, or he's got to live with his parents. And of course, both of those are seemingly looked down upon. Or an economic crisis, where a woman, I think, comes out better because there's always going to be somebody that's got her back, whether it's family, whether it's a friend, whether it's a quote unquote sponsor. With a man, though he does it, there's this social stigma attached to it. And I have the theory that when a woman falls, when a woman has a fall in her life, someone is there to catch her. When a man falls, he's fallen and he's got to get back up on his own. He's got to get that recovery time on his own. Where even now, with all the economic changes, he's expected to be a go-getter, even when the economic climate is down. Or let's say he doesn't have the education, because there are more women in the universities and colleges and junior colleges and trade schools. Even if he doesn't have an education, he still has to go out there and do his thing. And sometimes he has much working against him, where I think a woman can get by on her looks. I'm not saying that women are dumb and that's all they get by on, but more often than not, or shall I say, very often, a woman can get by on her looks, not her intelligence. Though there are many intelligent women I know, but like, a woman can show some skin or show some cleavage, and now, boom, that guy is hooked, or whatever the case might be. So that's just something that I find fascinating. Now, this in by no means is this is not really a complaint. This is just an observation that I have, that I think women fare better when it comes to adversity because there's such a support system for them. Whether it's the government, whether it's a family, whether it's friends, where a man is just told to go it alone. Like, he has nowhere to turn. He's just told to go it alone, go it alone, go it alone. And sometimes that may not be feasible depending upon the man and the situation that he's in. That's just my thought on the whole support system deal. And I am one that thinks that a man should eke out his own way, but I do believe that women fare better in the support system department. Well, that's my 2 cents. Thank you for tuning in, and please leave the comments in the comment section below. Take care.